I'd like to wish you guys a late happy 4th of July. I had a blast. I went down to Florida, visit my family. My girl's dad, he was in the hospital, so we wanted to check on him. I appreciate all the comments. You guys wondering where I've been. I've been busy dealing with life, guys. It's rough out here. These past couple months have been crazy, and I'm going to show you my numbers and we're going to talk about it. How do you guys measure success in the trucking industry? So this is my first load for the week. Pretty shady. You know, I don't like this 45 here pipe here sitting here. That strap keeps coming undone. It's a real pain. This kind of load here, guys, where I'm doing a bunch of load checks. You know what I mean? I'm stopping like every 100 miles, mainly to check on that strap right there, and also, you know, keeping an eye on this here, because you see this is just crushing, and this strap is super loose. Also, I just don't like the weight distribution on this load, guys. You know, it's just, this is where all my weight is in the back. I'm watching it move around with my trailer, and yeah, I'm doing the best I can to make sure that it gets arrived safely. I picked it up Thursday. I was supposed to have it dropped off today, which is Friday, and yeah, I'm just not going to make it with the amount of miles. It was like an 800-mile trip total with the deadhead and the loaded miles. It was 800. I can only do about 550 miles a day, guys. So it's going to be a Monday morning drop. You know, I started this week on a Thursday due to the 4th of July weekend and me going to Florida. So I ain't going to make any money to the truck this week. And I kind of knew that going in. You see this strap right here? See that? This is what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and secure this load. We're going to talk about whether you guys view me as failing as a lease operator or succeeding. Like I said, it's all a measure of how you look at it, but I'm definitely interested to know your all's comments. Also, we all know fuel and maintenance. Those are our biggest expenses. What you do here at the pump is going to save you a lot as far as what you bring home to pay your bills and get by. I'm going to share those numbers with you as well. So, enough talking. Less rambling. Let's get on the road, and we'll get to these numbers.
Yeah. We never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We never fall back. We never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We never fall back. Come up with a game plan. Double XL up in the pen, you can't shake that. All the way gassed up, full tank, man. Moving too quick, keep the cameras in the playback. Dang, so tell me how you feel with it. You put a lid on it, I ain't got no chill with it. This right here your problem, you gon' have to deal with it. Lay it on the line, high risk, that's the meal ticket. Yeah, we ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at, never fall back. No lies, no facts, we gon' stay right where we at. We ain't never fall back.
Alright guys, so enough playing around. Like I said, in this video I'm going to go ahead and share you my numbers. These are my quarterly numbers. So I'm going to share what I brought to the truck for the quarter. I'm going to share you my revenue per mile, my profit per mile, cost per mile, and my fuel cost per mile. And then we're going to talk about areas that I can improve in, how I can improve on those areas, and areas that I really just don't have that much control over. It's hot out here though, so let's talk about it inside the truck. All right, so let's see. My gross revenue to the truck for the months of April, May, and June, second quarter, I brought in $58,710, and my total fuel expense was $13,398. I'm actually kind of surprised, guys, that my fuel was that low. But my miles, I believe it was something like 24,000. So my miles was really low. I know I was going home quite a bit. You know, I haven't really stayed out like I used to over in Melton. Melton, I would stay out 6 weeks at a time. I've been finding myself ever since I've been here going home quite frequently, usually around every 3 weeks. And I don't know if that just has to do with me living in Alabama. It's kind of like right in my lane. Or, you know, if I changed as a driver. Hopefully I didn't change as a driver, though. I mean, I know it's important to see your family, but it's also important that I make enough money to provide for my family. So, with those numbers, guys, my revenue per mile ended up coming out to $2.34. Now, a lot of the people that I talked to, when they explain their numbers, it seems to be pretty par with what they're doing. It's around $2.30, $2.40 on the low end. So $2.34 is my revenue per mile. My cost per mile is $1.68. So that leaves me with a profit per mile of only 69 cents. 69 cents. Now I know what you guys are thinking. You know, there's companies out there. I could be a company driver. Easily get hired on for 70 cents a mile, 75 cents a mile. There's definitely companies out there that are paying for that. And on top of that, you get your health benefits. You get all different types of benefits. Holiday pay, things like that. You don't have to worry about having the stress of doing your own quarterly taxes. It just goes on and on and on and on. So why am I doing this for 69 cents a mile? Basically is the question here. Well, I'm doing it because right now I'm like an owner-operator on training wheels, guys. You know, I'm learning on basically someone else's dime. Yeah, I'm leasing the truck, but it's a walk-away lease. I didn't go out there and commit myself to owning a truck that, you know, regardless, it's not a walk-away lease. It's my truck, and if I screw up, I still have to figure out something with that truck, you know. So I'm learning as I go, and yeah, you know, this is all part of it. Figure out what your numbers are. So that's how I justify it. Also, you know, 69 cents in today's market, it's not terrible. The way I look at it, guys, have I been able to save any money? Yes and no. I've been actually robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know, at the end of the day, though, I'm able to maintain my lifestyle, get all my bills paid, and still make a little bit of extra money here and there. You know, I'm able to buy the things that I want, and you know, that's what's important. Hold on. And another thing I think that's worth mentioning before I got that phone call, guys, is that 69 cents, I have the power to change it. I have the power to give myself a raise or a demotion. So I'm not at a fixed cost as far as that goes. But yeah, so that's the quarterly number for that. Moving on to fuel per mile. My fuel cost per mile, it's from what I hear other people are getting, it seems about par as well. I'm getting 54 cents a mile. That's what it's costing me for my fuel expenses. So that's not too bad. Definitely rooms to improve there. And then my repair cost per mile is coming in right at 19 cents a mile, which that's pretty much to be expected. 20 cents a mile for an older truck, you know. And speaking of that, I want to also throw in, which is going to go into my cost per mile. That came out to $1.68. Well, that was factoring in. It factors in my quarterly taxes. I factored all that in. It also factored in all the money that I spent. I spent roughly, I want to say it's close to $5,000 getting this truck up to par. You know, when I first leased it from P&S, you know, I found myself, there was probably a good month and a half, almost 2 months, maybe even 2 months, where I was constantly in the shop every week getting something fixed, you know, just learning the truck and getting it up to shape so it can run. Lately, I haven't been having any problems, knock on wood. I'm hoping that I can drive my maintenance costs down through the next quarter by doing some preventative maintenance and just taking care of her, man. You know, it's all about the pre-trips. I put fuel additives in here as well to try to lower my, to try to just take care of the fuel injectors, as well as, you know, maybe I hear it tacks on. It helps with your fuel miles per gallon. So, you know, I do whatever I can to try to save me a buck there. And that's, you know, I got a challenge for you guys, a 30-day challenge, you know. Try to watch your speed. That's what I'm going to be doing, which will bring me into how I'm going to try to improve these numbers. So as far as my revenue per mile, I'm at 234, as I mentioned. Well, there's not really too much I could do about that. I do have a little bit of control as far as knowing your lanes and trying to keep yourself in the right lane. But at the end of the day, I mean, after you've done that, you know, P&S, they have a lot of contract freight. So I'm really at the whim of whatever contracts that P&S and the shippers agreed to. And right now, you know, that's what the market is at. I'm hoping that we're seeing a bottom here soon, and that the market starts to recover, and, you know, that revenue per mile starts to increase. As far as the cost per mile, I just kind of touched on that. You know, I plan on improving that. That's one of the points where I can improve, which will also in turn raise my profit per mile. Okay, so how I want to do that is, guys, like this is a perfect load right now. You know, I picked it up Thursday. It was supposed to drop Friday, but I can't drop it today because I just won't be there in time. So I'm going to have to end up sitting on it the whole weekend. Well, why would I drive 65 miles an hour for a load that I have all weekend to drop? You know, and that's a bad habit I need to get out of, and I'm going to try to spend my 30 days to improve my fuel cost, both the actual dollar amount that I spent for the month, as well as my cost per mile. All right, so I'm trying to lower that 54 cents, which will in turn lower my cost, which will in turn lower my cost per mile, paired with my maintenance costs, and increase my profit per mile. You know, so you know, that's one of the things that I'm going to try to do. Staying out longer, you know, just really watching my numbers, and also $1.68 a mile. I did a lot of deadheading to get to places. You know, I went to places out in the West Coast where once you get out there, yeah, the rates are great to go out there, but coming back, you know, you're finding you're having to take loads for under $1 a mile, or right at $1 a mile, and you're going to have to deadhead, you know, a whole crap load of miles to get the load. You know, it's just not worth it to me. I don't think a flatbedders really should be out over on the West Coast. You know, flatbed work. Our lanes are over here on like the you know, central area, northeast area, southeast, that kind of area. I think that's where you make the most money. So I'm going to try to avoid the West Coast. You know, there's just, and that's what it's all about, guys, is just watching your numbers, keeping track of your numbers. That way you can improve yourself as a driver and as a owner operator or lease operator or whatever your case may be. Now, I wouldn't be able to do that if I was a company guy. So that's where I'm at. You know, if you guys like this kind of content, let me know. I have no problem sharing with you every month and quarter what my numbers are, so that we can measure some improvement. But with that, I'm going to leave you guys with a 30-day challenge. Try it yourself. See if you can save some money. You know, I hear that if you can improve your miles per gallon by 1 mile per gallon, that equates to about $9,000 a year that it'll save you, which is roughly $800 a week, if I think my math is right, or a month. I'm sorry, not a week, a month. You know, $800 a month. Even if I could save $400 a month, guys, you know, that's a phone bill, a cable bill, a water, electric bill. You know, that would make me happy, and that's just by slowing down when you can afford to slow down, and speed up when you can afford to speed up. So I challenge you to try the same thing and see how much money you could save in the next 30 days. That's it for me. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe. I miss you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care.
Came with the hands out, get them off us. I'm 24/7 in the office. Pay attention, cause I ain't repeating offers. Yeah. Never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon' get exactly what you asked for. Here for whatever you bring me getting handled. I answer to no one, I